The Yakawlang Highway, Suf Valley project spanning about 180 kilometers and linking Mazar-i-Sharif to Yakawlang in central Bamiyan, is China's largest highway development project in Afghanistan. The project's objectives are to improve the area's connectivity, trade, and security. Hello viewers, today in this video we are going to tell you about the China-Afghanistan infrastructure, its pros and cons. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more such content. Regarding China and the Taliban relation, one probable question comes to my mind that I entirely leave up to my viewers to answer. How does the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan affect the security and progress of the project? And what measures has China taken to ensure the safety of its workers and interests? Kindly do not hesitate writing your answers in the comment box below. China is building a major road in Afghanistan as part of its ambitious Belt and Road Initiative that aims to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa through infrastructure and trade. The project is called the Yakawlang Highway, Suf Valley Project, and it is the largest highway construction project in Afghanistan. But what is the motive behind this project? And what are its effects on the region and the world? The project is a 178-kilometer road that connects the northern city of Mazar-i-Sharif to Yakawlang in the central province of Bamiyan. The project is worth $4.5 billion USD, which is funded by the Asian Development Bank and contracted to the China Road and Bridge Corporation, or CRBC. The project started in 2017 and is expected to be completed by 2026 after facing delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the security situation in Afghanistan. The project has several objectives and benefits for both Afghanistan and China. For Afghanistan, the project will improve the connectivity, trade, and security of the region, as well as support the development of the mineral and energy sectors. The project will also help local farmers and exploit a coal mine along the route. The project will create jobs and income for the local people and provide them with access to basic services and facilities, such as schools, clinics, and mosques. For China, the project will enhance its economic and strategic interests in the region, as well as its influence and reputation. The project will facilitate China's access to Afghanistan's rich natural resources, such as copper, iron, and lithium, and its potential markets. The project will also strengthen China's relations with Afghanistan and its neighboring countries, such as Pakistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan, and try to promote regional stability and cooperation. The project will also showcase China's capabilities and expertise in infrastructure development and project management. However, the project also faces challenges and risks, both in terms of implementation and impact. The project has to deal with the harsh terrain and weather conditions, as well as the environmental and social impacts on the local communities and ecosystems. The project has to ensure the quality and safety standards, as well as the transparency and accountability of the contractors and the stakeholders. The project has to cope with the security threats from the Taliban and other insurgent groups who have attacked, kidnapped, and sabotaged the project in the past. The project also has to navigate the political and economic uncertainty in Afghanistan, especially after the withdrawal of U.S. troops and the takeover of the Taliban in 2023. China has expressed its willingness to cooperate with the new regime and continue its economic projects in Afghanistan, including the highway project. China has also sought assurances from the Taliban that they will protect China's workers and assets and prevent any anti-China activities from the Afghan territory. However, China also faces challenges and risks in dealing with the Taliban, such as their ideological differences, their uncertain legitimacy, and their relations with other regional actors. The project also has implications for the international community and the global order. The project reflects China's growing role and influence in the world, especially in the developing countries, where it offers an alternative model of development and partnership. The project also challenges the U.S. and its allies, who have invested billions of dollars and thousands of lives in Afghanistan, only to see their efforts collapse and their interests threatened. The project also raises questions about the norms and values of the international system, such as human rights, democracy, and the rule of law, which may be compromised or ignored by China and the Taliban. The Yakawlang Highway, Suf Valley Project is a game-changing project in Afghanistan that has the potential to transform the country and the region for better or worse. The project is a test of China's vision and ambition, as well as its responsibility and accountability in the global arena. The Silk Road project, which had been a topic of discussion for several years, is now finally heading towards its completion. Afghanistan would now be directly linked with China, giving rise to tremendous economic development and cultural exposure, turning the tables. Do you know how a mere road construction could boost tourism, foster economic ties, and open new avenues for the Afghans? Watch the video till the end to know how. So without any further ado, let's hop right in. While most of the global powers treat Afghanistan's Taliban government as an outcast, China saw this as an opportunity to grow its diplomatic and economic links with the graveyard of empires. The proposal for the Silk Road project is indeed a historic endeavor. Apart from being a super construction in itself, this project is an investment and an exposure that could benefit both parties. After all, China is known to stir connections where other countries fear to step in. The new Silk Road, currently under construction, is all set to establish a crucial link between the Wakhan district in Badakhshan with the Chinese border. Both of these countries have an insignificant gap of just 76 kilometers, yet a direct transportation link never made it out of the papers. Now that the project has been finalized, it is set to return a modest $1.5 billion worth of trade per year. China, being the epitome of cheap marginal products, will find a huge market in the Afghan streets. Afghanistan, on the other hand, could trade its natural resources with much less transportation costs, thus increasing its economic efficiency. The road would be around 5 meters wide, demanding an overall cost of 369 million Afghani. The completion of the Silk Road project would be a collaborative effort of both the Taliban government and the previous government of Afghanistan. Until the Taliban ruled, the ex-government had already finished 20 kilometers of work. The entire route is set to consist of 2 overbridges, as the Afghani terrain is quite difficult to work with. Both of the bridges will be 20 meters and 30 meters long, making navigation through the Wakhan corridor less challenging. Let us also tell you that the Badakhshan region is filled with mountainous troughs and crests, which is also one of the many reasons why the Silk Road project was still pending. Ever since time known, the Badakhshan corridor has been inaccessible to vehicles. The Silk Road indeed existed since the beginning of history, but it was a gravel thoroughfare, which did not facilitate heavy vehicles at all. The Silk Road project has now marked a significant milestone as it promises to upgrade the gravel road to asphalt surface. This, in turn, will provide a smoother and more efficient transit road for economical goods exchange. Afghanistan is a land of untapped mineral resources like copper, lithium, and numerous rare earths. Minerals are saturated in the Afghan lands, but due to its challenging terrain, lack of modernized tools to get through it, and political interference, these resources remain inaccessible. While China is eyeing finding a good market in Afghanistan for its Chinese goods, it is also eyeing to utilize Mes Aynak, the world's second-largest copper deposit. It is situated around 40 kilometers away from the capital, Kabul. This project was sold to a Chinese state-owned company, MCC, who obtained the exploitation rights back in 2008 for $3.5 billion. Unfortunately, it never made it out of the papers, all thanks to constant wars and insecurities. Moreover, the Mes Aynak site even had hidden Buddhist archaeological remains, which further complicated the issue in terms of religious sentiments. Apart from copper, China is also interested in exploiting Afghan oil as it is quite thirsty for hydrocarbons. So what was next? China battled to its teeth to gain approval for the Silk Road project as soon as possible. The history of the Silk Road is also quite fascinating. This route was established for the first time in 130 before Christ. It was when the Han dynasty of China officially began trading with the Western countries, and the Silk Road remained a prime link. The route was overused until 1453 Anno Domini, when the Ottoman Empire boycotted trade with the Chinese. It's been 600 years since the Silk Road was last used for international trade, but it had an everlasting cultural, commercial, and historical impact on Afghanistan and nearby Islamic countries. The Silk Road is set to pave the way for thousands of new employees directly or indirectly. The Afghans will no longer need to be dependent on joining the armed forces as the only source of income. The people's standard quality of life will be significantly improved, and electricity in the remote areas could be provided. China, on the other hand, depends on a larger strategy that could begin with the Silk Road. It will directly connect China with South Asian and Central Asian countries. This is how China gained tremendous advantages over the other superpowers. China was even the first country to appoint a foreign ambassador to Kabul in September 2023. Seems China quite benefited itself by not boycotting the Taliban government after all. What do you think? Do let us know your views in the comments below and give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then press the red button and turn on the bell icon to never miss a single update. Thanks for watching, and let us know in the comment section what you would like to see more on our channel.